Depends a lot on the map. Um, well, if you go for 3-gate expansion, you're bound to have a lot of sentries from the start.
Hmm.
And then once you have a decent stalker size, with that, on the Naga cabins, you can take the low ground expansion and just don't get caught out of position. And if he tries to push in, use your force fields well at one of the choke points. Either at your natural, you've got two there, or the one at your low ground expansion.
Cool.
But you gotta have good map awareness with hallucination Phoenix or observers,
Yeah.
not to be caught out of position.
Force field's definitely a big part of just staying alive, and I guess in any Protoss matchup really. Um, Now, I guess you know this as well as anybody. It's kind of become in vogue for Zerg players to go kind of fast tunneling claws. Is that something that you feel like? Yeah, what's your take on that? Is that something that every Protoss player should be really afraid of, or is it something that's kind of build order specific?
It's nothing to be afraid of. The fast tunneling class is best against an early heavy gateway unit push, but this 5-gate push off of 2 base isn't a strategy I think of as that strong. So it's kind of a counter to those early gateway pushes without an observer, or even a low unit count gateway push, because tunneling claws also somewhat circumvent the force fields. But if you don't want to kill them with 40 probes and 6 gateways, then I don't think it's such a big deal. If the Zerg has really good micro, then they can take advantage of the tunneling claws in fights later or in mid and late game.
Cool, 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 cool.
But it's not such a huge thing.
Now tell me, I guess what are you most afraid of as a Protoss player when you're playing against a good Zerg opponent?
Mm, there's a point where you don't get any scouting in before you have hallucination or observers.
Hmm.
And if I play relatively safe and like get a cannon up or two, and then when my scouting unit comes to their base and they only build 2 Zerglings up to that point, yeah, that's a bad feeling.
Okay, is it a bad feeling because you're behind economically, or because you're just so damn blind to what's coming?
Um, no, it's because that means he's been droning all the time,
Okay, yeah,
and it's like, oh yeah, I could have moved out
right.
and pressured.
Gotcha, gotcha,
But
gotcha.
sometimes if you do that, you run into 20 Zerglings, and you always got to be careful about that. So
Awesome,
sometimes you can misjudge the situation.
awesome. Now in PvZ, you've kind of been, uh, what's the word I should say? I guess praised for using Stargates pretty effectively. Is that something that you feel like is crucial to the matchup, or is it just something you like to mix in from time to time to keep people on their toes?
I think it's a pretty solid um, opener, because once you get the first Phoenix out, you should have pretty good map awareness. You can keep a check on his strong count, what kind of units he's getting, when he's taking his third, which is very important. And on a map where the third isn't very near to the natural, you can also prevent a very greedy early third if you get an early void ray with Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's pretty good. I'd say it's a bit weaker against road Klingolands
Yeah.
if on some maps where you can defend that, but it's always a bit of a gamble, and it's no auto loss if you pick the wrong opener.
All right. A lot of Zerg players, especially recently, have been returning to going hatch first in ZVP. Is that something you feel like you can punish? Like, if you see a hatch first, are you going to immediately respond with cannons?
Well, if I go for a 13 gate or something, and then when I'm at 15 supply, I see the hatch first, then I don't think it's possible to kill the hatchery first. The thing is, if I was expecting an hatchery first and went for like a 10 gate or 12 forge or something,
Hmm.
then I could kill it. But I wouldn't. You need to know in advance that he might do that to kill it. And the other thing is, on most maps or most scouting positions, you can just block the hatchery. If, for example, on the Naga caverns, if he goes for a hatch first, then you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Should never let him get a hatch first on a 2-player map.
Gotcha, gotcha. All
Always
right.
want to block it.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, man. Well, I think that kind of does it for my introductory questions. Are you ready to jump in and just kind of play a game while I bug you about everything you're doing?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Let me just get the go ahead from my buddy Shuey. Shui is not a pro player, but he's a pretty solid Master League guy. I think he just barely missed the Grandmaster cut. So if you make mistakes, he will punish you for it. But I think for the most part, this should be a pretty winnable matchup for you.
Okay.
Plus it's Protoss versus Zerg. It's the easy matchup, right?
Well, if you say so.
I just had to say it. I just had to say it because I'm a whiny Zerg player.
Yeah, I just lost on Black Dragon League against Umaga.
Well,
Fuck.
Damaga is amazing.
Yeah. He's good.
He's really good. I'm like, if you say Damaga and I just swoon, I apologize. I've been a Damaga fan forever. I've always really liked that guy ever since Brood War. Plus, he's just so damn happy all the time.
Yeah, it's a nice guy to be around.
I remember I had Damaga on the show for the Zerg part, and at the end of it, I was asking him, "Hey Damaga, you have any shout-outs or anything you want to say?" And he goes in his little funny accent, "Oh, I just want to say it's very important for everybody to exercise." It's just like,
Yeah, he's pretty damn strong as well.
it was funny. I laughed. So, anyways. So one of the things I noticed right off the bat, just kind of watching your screen here, is that you're kind of microing your probes a little bit, keeping them on those close patches. Is that something that you feel is really important to your build, or is it just something you like to do with that APM?
Well, since there's nothing else to do at that point, why not get that minor advantage? It's not a huge difference, but you want any small advantage you can get.
Oh. That's...
that was lag. Now, usually after probe, if you go behind there, or if you go near the mineral patches as well, at any point, you want to always be sliding through minerals.
Yeah.
But I kind of failed there. So, this shouldn't be possible what he's doing.
Bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, this also means he's going to be able to get a hedge first. So, this economy should be looking pretty good.
Is this going to affect your build at all, or are you still going to just kind of play it slow and steady?
No, I'll just do whatever it is I would have done anyway. Get a nice wall off, second cast.
Is there...
And the bad thing...
Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Now the bad thing is that I missed this gas timing. Because it's always good to know when his speed is going to be up.
So, I'm curious. I see a lot of players, a lot of Protoss players wall off with just the gateway and the cyber core. Is there a reason that you threw that extra pylon in the mix?
Once again, if I don't do that, there'd be a possibility for 3 Zerglings to be attacking me. And also sometimes they just spam right click and somehow links sneak through. And since I need a pylon anyway, well, why not put it there?
Alright.
He skipped gas for some reason. I mean, even if he goes for edge first, he should have had gas up earlier.
Yeah, this is kind of...
So that's a bit weird.
This is kind of new and different. Some players are starting to mess with this kind of thing where they get a much later gas and just kind of deal with early pressure with spine crawlers and stuff. Certainly not standard. Now, as a Zerg player, if I see that Stalker, I'm going to start freaking out. I'm going to start thinking that you're doing some kind of one-base play. Is that part of the reason you get it? Just to kind of make Zerg panic a little?
In this case, his speed is going to be very late. So, yeah, Zerglings can't really catch up to the Stalker. So, yeah, why not just get a Stalker? Also, I can deny scouting much better.
Yeah.
Research complete.
Oh. That makes me nervous. Run, Stalker! So I'm guessing with these, well, that was the fourth gateway that went down. So are you going to be applying some extra pressure?
Mm, depends on what I see with my Stalker. I still have about a minute until he gets speed. And also, if he wanted to do some kind of all-in against me, well,
Oh, bummer.
yeah, that's still a mistake. Even if he wants to do some kind of all-in with me, I'm safer with the 4 gates.
Okay. I have to commend you on your game sense. When you said you have about a minute, speed was exactly 55 seconds from finishing.
Okay, so he can't do anything to me with speed links right now, I guess. But I gotta be worried about lots of roaches popping up. But if I get many stalkers out soon and place my force fields correctly, I should be okay against that as well. He should definitely not be denying my scouting probe. Because right now, oh yeah, there are the links. Let's see if he's getting the third. I don't know, but server's gonna be there soon.
So you've gone for a fairly fast observer. Is this why you skipped hallucinate?
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing a bit of a freestyle build because his gas was that late.
Yeah.
I felt I could go for one gate expansion and be safe with the stalker and add sentries afterwards. And I don't know. Right now, I'm worried about when or if he's taking a third base, how hard he's droning, and if they're gonna be mutalisks or roaches. Both are very well possible at the moment.
How do you feel about mutas in this matchup? Are they something that you struggle to deal with, or is it something that's not a big deal?
Well, if they're unexpected, they're very good. If I know they're coming, I can deal with them quite well.
Now, we're not scouting a third anywhere, so this has to make you feel pretty good, right? It seems like this is really late.
Roach Warren, so he's either getting the roaches to be able to stay alive or to push me soon. His drone count is looking decent, so there's no totally all-in push coming. Well, there could be a random, what is it called? Random expansion somewhere on the map. But I don't know.
Oh, there's only one that you haven't scouted.
Yeah, the left one. I'm gonna send a probe there. Poke out a bit.
It's a pretty impressive creep spread.
Okay, he's getting a lot of roaches, so I'm not in too much of a hurry to get anything done now. If he's getting roaches, that means he's not building drones at the moment, so I can chill a bit.
Ah, there's the third base. So this is looking about as standard as it gets. Just kind of gateway, expand into more gateways and robo.
Yeah. If I can push out before he has corruptors or anything else up to deal with my Colossi, that would be good, but even if he already has